Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm creating with powders from the brand new Earthly Marvels collection from WOW. I'm joining a hop and of course we've got a giveaway, so stick around to learn more about that. We're going to be doing some stamping and embossing with the new Pinktastic duo and also dried lavender from the collection, selectively sprinkling them across the image for a really fun and different effect. I'm using this beautiful slimline stamp from scrapbook.com. It's large, but it does fit into a standard size MISTI. I'm using a sticky grid to hold my cardstock in place, inking up the image really well with WOW embossing ink. And I'm really going over the whole stamp here because it's a really large image and I want to make sure that I've not missed anywhere. Then I'm repeating that once I stamp it down onto my cardstock. I don't want to press too hard as these are quite fine lines, but I want to make sure that I'm adding even pressure across the entire stamp to get the best transfer. Then when I'm done stamping, I'm lifting that sticky mat so that I can bend and peel that away from my card panel. If you peel the panel away from the mat, you'll end up with it curling. So just make sure you always peel the sticky mat away to avoid warping that panel. Okay, let's emboss. So I'm laying some scrap paper underneath my panel to catch the excess powder, and I'm starting with Sakura Bloom, which is the lightest pink from the duo. I'm adding it selectively across the stamped panel. Then I'll flip that over onto some scrap paper to get rid of the excess. You want to flip it really quickly though, because otherwise that excess powder is going to run down the panel, and I don't want it to cover the whole image and don't want it covered in one powder. Next, I'm using pink sapphire, again selectively applying it, making sure to leave some empty areas and then flipping it quickly again to get rid of the excess. Now I'm funneling each powder back into its own jar before moving on to the next one so that they don't get mixed up. I'm just using 3 colours today, so once I've got patches of each of my pinks, I'm covering the whole panel in dried lavender, which is going to fill in all the empty spaces. Now you can use more colours than this if you want to, or you can even just use 2. So just have fun and try different combinations to see what you like. Now that my whole image is covered, I can heat set it and really see how those powders are going to look together. I'm going from behind to avoid blowing any of the powder away before it heats, and I've let my heat tool heat up really well before bringing it to the panel to avoid warping. I love how those look together. It gives kind of like a marbled effect. For my sentiment, I'm trying something a little different. I've got some thick vellum in my MISTI and I'm stamping this chunky hello from the same stamp set in VersaFine Onyx Black. Usually you wouldn't use this ink on vellum because it's not going to dry fully on its own, but that's what makes it perfect for embossing. So I'm covering it in pink sapphire and then I'll heat set it. This powder is a speckled opaque type, which means that it's got a translucent base with speckles of opaque powder throughout, and that's going to give us a really interesting finish when put over that black stamping. You can see where the black is showing through some more in some places than others, and that's what a speckled opaque will do. Now, I don't have a die for this sentiment, so I'm going to fussy cut it. But before I just rush straight in, I'm drawing around the word with a pencil to mark out where I want to cut. I always feel so much better fussy cutting when I do this first. It helps me keep an even border around the whole thing. Then I'm using some sharp scissors, and you can see that I'm turning the vellum using my left hand and keeping my scissors still because I'm right-handed. This gives you so much more control and you'll get much smoother curves doing it this way. So if you do struggle with fussy cutting, give those couple of tips a go and see if it helps. Okay, you could leave the background as it is. There's loads of interest there with that marbled like embossing, but I want to take it up a notch with some shading. I'm using my Copic markers to add some shading to the base of the petals and anywhere the flowers are sitting over another. To give me some variation, I'm using both cool and warm toned on different flowers. So I'm using 0, 0, 0, 1 and 3 in both cool and warm families. I'm making sure to only use that darkest shade though very sparingly, because I want to keep it light and subtle. For some added interest, I'm also going to pull in a really pale pink and a really pale purple to use on some of those smaller flowers. Whilst I'm working on that, getting all the shading in place, now is the perfect time to talk about that giveaway. All the details are below, but I want you to leave me a comment containing the word that you see on screen, and that will get you entered into the giveaway. Once you finish the rest of my video, you should hop through all of the designers' videos for more inspiration using this Earthly Marvels collection, and then leave comments on their videos too for more chances to win. If you're new to my channel, then first of all, let me say welcome. I love to share inspiration, tips and techniques using a variety of paper crafting mediums, and I would love to have you join our crafty crew, so please hit that subscribe button. Back to the card. It's time to adhere the embossed sentiment onto that floral panel, and I'm hiding the glue behind the embossing, and I'm using some strong liquid glue to make sure that it really sticks down well. To match the subtlety of the design and all the different elements, I'm embellishing with some simple clear drops. And that's my card finished. Let me know what you think about the finished card and the techniques. Now be sure to check out both the Instagram and blog hops for even more chances to win. I'll leave links below in the description. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you aren't already. Have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye.